I welcome you all in this online revision program of the best institute of the India, Sri Chaitanya. Look, today I discuss the topic the surface chemistry. As the name itself indicate, what is that? The chemistry that involve the surface. That part of the chemistry will cover in this chapter. So look, these are the processes those occurs at the clean surface. What are those processes? These are the generally adsorption, catalysis and collide. These three things we'll discuss in this chapter. So look, what is the adsorption? When we have the surface, what happens at the surface? Always the particle of some other substance they deposit, they collect on the surface. Okay, so that is called accumulation of the particle at the surface, which is more than the interior. Okay, check. Adsorption is the accumulation of the particle at the surface rather than in the bulk of the solid and liquid. Means these particle due to the adsorption is always more at the surface and less in the bulk of the solid. Then what are the examples of the adsorption? First one is the decrease in the pressure of the gas when the gas is stored over the charcoal. Look, suppose if we have a clean charcoal, and that on clean charcoal I have the nitrogen gas, and pressure of the nitrogen gas initially 1 atmosphere. If I take the reading after some time, then this pressure has to be less than the 1 atmosphere. Why it is so? Because some of the particle of the nitrogen gas, they are adsorbed at the surface. So that's why pressure always decreases. Solution of the methylene blue become colorless on the addition of the animal charcoal. The solution of the methylene blue is actually blue in color, but when we add the powdered animal charcoal adsorb the colored particle on their surface and finally they settle down. So the solution ultimately become the colorless. So this is also one of the example of the adsorption. Next, decolorization of the sugar solution by the addition of powdered animal charcoal. Look, actually original color of the sugar solution is the yellowish. But what we do to make the sugar colorless, we add the animal charcoal. What the animal charcoal do? Animal charcoal adsorb all the colored particle on their surface and finally they settle down. So that's how we can decolorize the sugar by the addition of the animal charcoal. Next one is the adsorption of the moisture by the silica gel. Look, whenever we buy a new laptop or a new mobile or any electronic device, okay, we always have a small pouch inside that which contain the silica gel. Okay, so what happens if moisture is present inside? Okay, that will destroy the circuit. So to remove the moisture, what we do? Always we provide a small pouch of the silica gel. It absorbs all the moisture and it protects the electronic circuit. Okay, so now we have two terms. One is the adsorbent and second one is the adsorbate. Suppose if I took the example of the Haber's process where at the surface of iron hydrogen gas adsorb. Okay, so look, hydrogen gas adsorb at the surface. So this hydrogen gas adsorb at the surface of iron. So this iron is our adsorbent. And which gas adsorb? That is our adsorbate. Hydrogen particles adsorbate, but surface of the iron is the adsorbent. Look, now if we increase the temperature, what happens? The particles those are already present at the surface, they started to remove from the surface. That process is called the desorption. That is, removal of the adsorbed particle from the surface is called desorption. Now we have the comparison between adsorption and absorption. Look, adsorption is the surface phenomena. Particles are only present at the surface. But absorption is the bulk phenomena. Particles are present inside the material, inside the particle, means inside the bulk. Okay, so look, in the absorption, particles are uniformly distributed throughout the material. But in the adsorption, particles are only present at the surface. Suppose if we take one example, I have the white color paint and I have a red color brick. If I dip that red color brick inside the white color paint, then what we have? The paint particle are only present at the surface. If I break that brick, then white color paint particle are not present inside the brick. So that is called the adsorption. Particle are only present at the surface. But if I dip that brick in the water and if I break that brick, we will find that water molecule are also present inside the brick. Okay, that is the actually absorption. Okay, so adsorption is the surface phenomena, absorption is the bulk phenomena. When both the things occurs together, when adsorption and absorption occurs together, so that is the term which is called the sorption. Now why the adsorption occurs? Look, we have the surface and means below the surface we have the many other particles. The particle which is present inside, that has all the valencies satisfied in all the possible direction. Like these are the particle, they have all their valency satisfied in all the possible direction. But think about the particle which is just above the surface. The top valency of the particle is not satisfied, they have the residual top valency. So due to that, valency decreases, surface energy increases, instability increases. So what they want to do, these particles of the surface, due to the residual valency, residual force of attraction, they try to attract the particle of some other substance. When these particles adsorb at the surface, when these particles adsorb at the surface, their residual valency become the fulfilled. So look, why we have the adsorption? The top layer particle has the residual attractive force responsible for the adsorption. Whenever we have the adsorption, we have the force of attraction between the solid particle or maybe the liquid particle and particle which is adsorbed at the surface. So whenever we have the force of attraction, stability increases. If stability increases, then energy decreases. So system become the more stable. If energy decreases, then that process has to be the exothermic in nature. So adsorption is always exothermic in nature, force of attraction increases. Now think about the entropy. Before the adsorption, particles are free to move in the space. If it is the gas, particles of the gas are free to move in the space. They are random, their entropy is more. But when they are adsorbed at the surface, now particles are not free to move, their random motion ceases. So what happens? Entropy always decreases. So during the adsorption, delta S is always negative, that free movement ceases. Now you think about how the adsorption occurs. Adsorption occurs by itself. It is a natural process, it is a spontaneous process. And for every spontaneous process, delta G has to be the negative. So delta G for the adsorption is always negative. Why? Because it occurs naturally. Now we have the equation delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. Delta H contribute the negative sign in the delta G. Delta H contribute the negative sign in the delta G. It want to make delta G negative. If delta G is negative, process become the spontaneous. Delta H want to make the process spontaneous. It support the spontaneity. But delta S has the negative sign. After the combination with the minus T delta S, this become the positive. So minus T delta S contribute the positive sign in the delta G. It try to make delta G positive. If try to make delta G positive, process become the non-spontaneous. But ultimately we know that process has, this is adsorption process is the spontaneous. So this process is spontaneous. Delta G is negative. Delta G is negative because of enthalpy, not because of entropy. Okay, ultimately the negative value of the delta H has to be more than the positive value of the minus T delta S. So that is why the adsorption is always enthalpy driven in nature. It is supported by the enthalpy, it is not supported by the